couple of quick results to date. So the first example here is one. This was probably one of our first items we identified. Was we ran this part through the tool, and immediately several things popped up on here that just got our attention. There was some external radii being put into this part. There was some filleting being done around the periphery of the part, and the values of those radiuses were all the same. So, and then there was some contouring going on. So when you looked at the whole part and you started looking at all these features, they jumped out at you as in the design to cost, the drivers. And so we started asking questions of the designers. It's like, okay, are these requirements? What are we doing here? What are we trying to achieve here? And really, in this case, it was a pretty young, inexperienced designer. He really hadn't considered how this part might be made. He didn't really think about what the cutter paths would be or how the cutters would be engaged in the part. Or even, in the case of a simple edge radius in CATIA, you can do things so easily, you tend to just do things, and you may not think about what that cost impact was. So as we went through that, engaged in dialogue about requirements versus what looks nice and all this stuff, they came back with a revised model where they removed the radiuses and changed the fillets so it would accommodate a better cutter path, changed the contouring to some planar surfaces, and I think actually those pads are even gone today. There was some further discussion that took place about were they even necessary at all. And with all those changes, in this case, the opportunity was to reduce that cost by about 11% for this part for a very minimal weight change, almost negligible weight change. And so, we saw this as pretty much a win-win. It's like, we met all the requirements, and we have an opportunity to reduce the cost here. And the designer can quantify those costs. That's another key thing for engineering, to be able to quantify a cost of a part. Whether we believe it's the should cost value or accurate, it still gives us an idea of where that part cost is going to be. So that's pretty valuable.